আচ্ছা, ইনফাইনাইট সিরিজ অফ রিয়েল নাম্বারসের টেস্ট ফর কনভার্জেন্সগুলোর মধ্যে আমরা কম্প্যারিজন টেস্ট কমপ্লিট করেছি, কচি রুট টেস্ট কমপ্লিট করেছি আগের দিনের লেকচারে। আজকে আমরা নেক্সট টেস্টে যাব। নেক্সট টেস্টটা হচ্ছে ডি অ্যালাম্বার্টস রেশিও টেস্ট। ওকে, নামটা ভালো করে মনে রাখো সবাই, ডি অ্যালাম্বার্ট রেশিও টেস্ট। ইট ইজ আ ভেরি ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট টেস্ট ফর কনভার্জেন্স। বলতে গেলে আমাদের যে সমস্ত প্রবলেমস আমাদের ফেস করতে হবে কনভার্জেন্স চ্যাপ্টারে, এক্ষেত্রে বেশিরভাগ ক্ষেত্রেই যে কোনো প্রবলেমের একদম ফার্স্টলি আমরা যে টেস্টটা করে দেখব, ইজ ইট কনভার্জেন্ট অর ডাইভার্জেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ মাই ডিএলাম্বার্স রেশিও টেস্ট। সুতরাং এইটা হচ্ছে বলতে পারো সেই প্রাইমারি টেস্টগুলোর মতো, যেটা দেখে আমরা ট্রাই করবো ফার্স্টেই যে ইজ ইট কনভার্জেন্ট অর ডাইভার্জেন্ট। তাই এটা কিন্তু ভীষণ ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট। ওকে, এবং নট অনলি দ্য স্টেটমেন্ট, এটার প্রুফটাও কিন্তু ইকুয়ালি ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট। তো আমি ডিরেক্টলি স্টেটমেন্ট দেন প্রুফে চলে যাচ্ছি। স্টেটমেন্টটা আমরা একবার দেখে নেবো ভালো করে। স্টেটমেন্টটা আমাদের কি বলছে, লেট summation an be a series of positive terms such that limit n tends to infinity a n plus 1 by a n equal to small l, and that is upper limit. Okay, then summation an is convergent if l less than 1. Summation an is divergent if l greater than 1. No conclusion if l equal to 1. Okay, now just very carefully look at the three conclusions. Whenever l is less than 1, your series is convergent. Okay, whenever it is greater than 1, your series will be divergent. Equal to 1 again will give no conclusion, like Cauchy's root test. Okay, so this is a very dangerous case. Whenever the limit is 1, you are very much confused, you will be very much confused that what test should be applied, because it is really dangerous case. Okay, so now what is my L? My L will be this, upper limit of a n plus 1 a n. What is this a n plus 1? You all know that if this is my nth term, then this one is my n plus 1th term. Okay, if the series is given to you, then it will be very easy to find out the n plus 1th term. Okay, now let's come to the proof of this statement. So I'm going to prove the case 1, case 2, and again for the case 3 I'm going to take an example to justify this one. Okay, we will not prove it, just justification is needed. So for 1, my first assumption will be L less than 1. I will show that my series is convergent. Okay, so suppose L is less than 1. Okay, if L is less than 1, then for any epsilon greater than 0, L plus epsilon less than 1. Okay, now I'm taking this L plus epsilon is P, so my let P equal to L plus epsilon less than 1. This is an important statement, important step for the proof. Now it is given that the limit is L, so I'm using this as limit n tends to infinity a n plus 1 by a n equal to L. Then from our definition of limit, what we can write? We write that then for the chosen epsilon greater than 0, there exists some k belong to natural number n such that mod of a n plus 1 by a n minus L less than epsilon. Okay, are you clear? Is it clear to all of you that why I am why I have written this thing, that the chosen? I think it is clear because already epsilon has been chosen in the starting of the proof, So I am taking the same epsilon, that's why I have written the chosen epsilon. Okay, not I'm not taking another epsilon to prove it. I am going to prove the theorem by taking the same epsilon. Okay, I am not going to change my epsilon. So now you have to break the mod. So an plus 1 by an less than L plus epsilon, and it is my greater than L minus epsilon for all n greater than equal to k, and my for all n greater than equal to k. Now for the proof I am taking only this portion from the inequality. Okay, so let's take this portion and continue the proof. Therefore an plus 1 by an less than L plus epsilon for all n greater than equal to k implies, I have already written my L plus epsilon equal to p, so I am writing p in place of L plus epsilon for all n greater than equal to k. Now let us draw a real line. Okay, suppose I am writing a line, I am drawing a line where I am going to put all these numbers small n which are greater than equal to k. Okay, now suppose this is my k, okay, and this is my n. Okay, so it is very clear to you that this n is sitting ahead of k, so definitely it is bigger than k. Okay, now all the numbers in between k and n, what will be the numbers in between k and n? As they are all natural numbers, so it will be like k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, and so on. All these numbers will lie in between k and n. Okay, and when you take k, k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, they will ultimately approach to n, because n is the ultimate one. There is no number ahead n. N is the ultimate one. When you are going to start from k, you have to stop at small n. Why I am saying all this? Because I am going to put all these values of n like k, k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, k plus 4, and so on in this inequality in the place of small n. Is it clear to you? I am going to write all the values of small n like k, k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, and so on in the inequality in the place of small n. So write this. You better give this inequality a number. I am writing this as number 1. Okay, so putting n equals to k, comma, k plus 1, comma, k plus 2, comma, up to small n we get. Okay, so if we put k in this inequality, what you will get? A k plus 1 by a k less than p. Next relation, a k plus 2 by a k plus 1 less than p. A k plus 3 by a k plus 2 less than p. Dot dot dot. My last relation will be a n by a n minus 1 less than p. Okay, now how many results, how many inequalities are there in the relation? It is very clear to you. 1, 2, 3, and this is my n minus k. So there are all total n minus k inequalities here. So product all those inequalities. Okay, now taking a product of all the n minus k inequalities, we get, what we will get when you take the product? This time this elements will be cancelled out. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So ultimately I am going to have only my an by ak less than p in the power, it is n minus k. Okay, now implies an by ak less than p to the power n by p to the power k. I can write. Now implies an less than ak by p to the power k into p to the power n. Okay, now it is a positive number, my ak and p to the power k. Why positive? Because ak is the term of the series, so it is positive. P is again a positive number, so it will be a positive number, so I am taking it a positive number. Right, let ak by p to the power k equal to m greater than 0. Therefore, an less than capital M into p to the power n. Now implies an by p to the power n less than capital M. Okay, now look at this relation and try to remember comparison test statement 1. Okay, p to the power n, summation p to the power n will be what? It will be a convergent series. Why it will be a convergent series? Because it is a convergent geometric series, right? So my p to the power n is a convergent geometric series. Therefore, by comparison test, we can write an is also convergent. Hence proved. So write down this one as summation p to the power n is a convergent geometric series since common ratio equal to p less than 1. Therefore, by comparison test, summation an is also convergent. Got it? So, this is the proof of the case 1. Done. Okay, now come to case 2. In the case 2, I have already written some steps because these are almost similar to case 1. So you can easily write in yourself, by yourself. So I'm just stating the step to you, why I have written all this. Like my first assumption will be let L greater than 1. Okay. Now choosing epsilon greater than 0 such that L minus epsilon greater than 1. As it is greater than 1, so my epsilon will be subtracted, right? Now I am taking this L minus epsilon as Q. So Q equals to L minus epsilon is another greater than 1. Now come to the limit. Again I am using the definition, and by using the definition I can write for the chosen epsilon there exists K such that all this happens. Okay. Now breaking the mod you get this relation. I am just only take this portion of inequality and proceed the proof. So by an plus 1 by an greater than this one and greater than q for all n greater than equal to k. By the similar justification, we will just put the value of n like k plus 1 and up to n in this, and we get ak plus 1 ak greater than q, ak plus 2 by ak plus 1 greater than q, and so on. Okay, now taking the product we will get an by ak greater than q to the power n minus k. My an by ak greater than q to the power n by q to the power k. Now look at the next step which I am going to write. It is what? My an greater than ak by q to the power k into q to the power n implies an by q to the power n greater than ak by q to the power k, taking m equal to ak by q to the power k greater than 0 is better. You can write some m dash. Therefore an by q to the power n greater than m dash. Okay, now look at this. Again you have to remember some comparison test of and statement B in your book. In the statement B, what was the statement? Now if this series is divergent, if this series is known to be divergent, then my given series an will be divergent. Okay, now you tell me, is it divergent or convergent? It is obviously divergent, because again it gives a geometric series with the common ratio q less than, not greater than 1. Okay, it gives a geometric series with the common ratio q greater than 1. So by the comparison test you can write an is divergent. So write this one. Since summation q to the power n is a divergent geometric series, since common ratio q greater than 1, therefore by comparison test summation an is divergent. Okay, so my case 2 is proved. Now for the case 3, I am going to take 2 examples. Let an equal to 1 by n and bn equal to 1 by n square. Okay, now for the series summation an, now let limit n tends to infinity. I am going to find the value of the limit, that means for the first series. So my limit n tends to infinity, an plus 1 by an. I am going to do this now, is equal to what? Limit n tends to infinity, an plus 1 means 1 by n plus 1, 1 by n. So ultimately my limit will be 1. The limit is 1, but we all know that this series is divergent series because it's a p series with p equal to 1, and summation an equal to summation 1 by n is divergent. Now do the same for the next series. The value will be same, it is 1, but we all know that it is a convergent series because it's a p series with p equal to 2 greater than 1, and summation bn equal to summation 1 by n square is convergent. So that means when a limit is 1, a series is divergent, limit is 1, another series is convergent. So no conclusion, so you have to write ultimately, therefore no conclusion, hence proof, and hence the whole proof is complete. If it is given that state in proof D'Alembert's ratio test, you have to write the statement, you have to do the whole proof, and remember you have to do this case 3, okay, because it is considered in the proof, so you don't have to omit this. You have to complete all the 3 cases to complete the whole proof. Thank you. Now let's come to an application of D'Alembert's ratio test. Open the book, and in the page number 416 you will find section D. In the section D I am taking the first problem of the exercise, okay, which is given as like this: 1 square by 2 plus 2 square by 2 square plus 3 square by 2 cube plus dot dot dot, and you have to examine the convergence of this series. So first of all, write down this series in summation formation. So write an. What will be the nth term of the series? It is very easy because 1, 2, 3. So my nth term, it will be n. It will be square by 2, 2 square, 2 cube. So definitely it will be 2 to the power n. This is my an, right? Now to test that the series is convergent or not, I am to apply D'Alembert's ratio test. So I am going to find out my an plus 1 equal to n plus 1 whole square by 2 to the power n plus 1. Okay, now limit n tends to infinity a n plus 1 by a n equal to limit n tends to infinity n plus 1 whole square by 2 to the power n plus 1 into 2 to the power n by n square. So write down and make the calculation. You will find 1 by 2 into 1 plus 1 by n whole square. Now as n tends to infinity, the value will be half, and it is very clear that it is less than 1. So by D'Alembert's ratio test, therefore by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation an is convergent. Okay, done. It's so easy. If you apply D'Alembert's, then you can easily come to the conclusion. Now come to next problem. I have written another problem which is in problem 2. The problem is like verify that summation h to the power n by n factorial converges for all x greater than 0, but summation n equals to 1 to infinity x to the power n by n converges if this happens and diverges if this happens. Okay, look at the problem. Now come to the solution. For the series x to the power n by n factorial, what is my an? My an is x to the power n by n factorial is given. So let's an plus 1. Okay, so an plus 1 will be what? Xn plus 1 n plus 1 factorial. Now find out the limit. Limit n tends to infinity. This is n factorial, this is n plus 1 factorial. Then definitely the answer will be x by n plus 1. Okay, if you take the limit, what will be the limit? 1 by infinity, that means 0. That means less than 1. Okay, so whatever the x, if the x is positive, then definitely for that x only the limit will be 0. Okay, so the value 0 is less than 1, that means my series is convergent. So when it happens when x greater than 0. So write down. Therefore summation x to the power n by n factorial converges for all x greater than 0. Okay, now you come to the next one, which is summation x to the power n by n. For this my limit will be what? an plus 1, that means x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 into n by x to the power n. So it will be limit n tends to infinity x into 1 plus 1 by n. So my answer will be x. Okay, so my limit is x. So whenever this x is less than 1, the series will be convergent because my limit is x. Whenever this limit is greater than 1, the series is divergent. It is clear. Whenever it is 1, what happens? So let's see. If x less than 1, x has to be positive. So if x greater than 0, less than 1, then the series is convergent. And x greater than 1 gives divergent. If x equal to 1, then the series becomes if you put x equal to 1 in this place, what you will get? You will get only 1 by n. Okay, so if x equal to 1, the series becomes summation 1 by n, and it is p series with p equal to 1, hence it is divergent, which is p series with p equal to 1. More precisely, this series is called harmonic. So harmonic series. Therefore, summation 1 by n is divergent. Therefore, x greater than equal to 1 implies divergence. Okay. So x greater than equal to 1 divergence, and my x greater than 0 less than 1 gives convergence. Hence my problem is done. Thank you.